Hello students and welcome back to our SST class, and today we are going to visit a new place. I want you to imagine that you are visiting a city for the first time and without your mobile phones. So now how would you find the places you want to visit? A big question, no? It is really difficult without a map, without our mobiles, to reach one place to another. Yes, certainly. If I don't give you your mobile phones, you will ask me for a map, because a map is a treasure guide. It shows us where things are and how to get to them, isn't it? So, today in this lesson, we are going to study to locate a place with the help of maps. Now, in 5th standard, you studied maps and its components. So, how many kinds of map did you study? We studied about the physical map, which mainly shows us some natural features like mountain, oceans, and rivers. The political map, which shows us details of countries, state, boundaries, and cities. And the thematic map, which has a special kind of information like climate, rainfall of a particular place. In addition, there are three important components of the map. On a map, you will find the distance, direction, and symbols. Students, have you wondered how a huge place can fit on a small piece of paper? It is all thanks to the map scale. The distance between two points is represented on the map depends on the scale that the map is using. Then students, let us return to the four arrows at the top on the right side of the map. They point to the four direction. The north is always on the top, and accordingly it is easy for us to understand the other directions. These directions are also called cardinal directions or cardinal points. And last is the symbol. Symbols are another important components of the map. A map has small drawings of the actual building and other elements, because if we make it in big sizes, it will be very difficult to show everything on the map. So, do you know who has given us these symbols? The Survey of India, a government body, has fixed a set of symbols for maps of India. So, students, mapping the surface of the earth is a little more difficult because our planet is not a flat surface. It nearly has the shape of a sphere. This you can understand with the help of an orange. Peel an orange in such a way that you have just 3 or 4 large pieces of the skin. Then try and flatten them on the table. You will see that you cannot do it without tearing them at the edges. Students, to make mapping easy on the globe, the system of coordinates is used. Students, we have already studied about the coordinates under the heading latitudes and longitudes. Let's quickly revise.
Latitudes. Latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines drawn around the Earth's surface. They measure the distance of a place north or south of the equator. The equator, 0 degrees latitude. Imagine a belt going right around the middle of the Earth. This imaginary line is the equator. It's exactly halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. The equator divides the Earth into two equal halves, the northern hemisphere, the top half, and the southern hemisphere, the bottom half. It's the longest line of latitude. Other important lines of latitude. Think of more imaginary belts drawn parallel to the equator, both to the north and to the south. Some of the most important ones are: latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines around the Earth, with the equator, 0 degrees, being the most important. Other key lines are the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn, 23.5 degrees N/S, and the Arctic and Antarctic circles, 66.5 degrees N/S. Latitude strongly affects climate because it determines the angle at which sunlight hits the Earth. Low latitudes, near the equator, direct sunlight equals hot temperatures. Mid latitudes, between tropics and circles, slanted sunlight equals moderate temperatures and distinct seasons. High latitudes, near the poles, very slanted sunlight equals cold temperatures and extreme day-night lengths. The important lines of latitude help define these heat zones and give us a general understanding of the climate of a place based on its location north or south of the equator. So instead of having roughly 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night each day like most of the Earth, the poles have one long day of about 6 months and one long night of about 6 months each year. Longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary vertical lines running from the North Pole to the South Pole. They measure how far east or west a place is from the prime meridian, 0 degrees longitude, which passes through Greenwich, England. How longitude determines time. The Earth rotates 360 degrees in 24 hours. This means that for every 15 degrees of longitude you move east, the local time advances by 1 hour, because that area sees the sun earlier. Conversely, for every 15 degrees of longitude you move west, the local time is 1 hour behind. 15 degree of longitude equals 1 hour time. Difference. 1 degree of longitude equals 4 minutes. Time difference. Local time. Local time is the time based on the position of the sun directly overhead at a particular longitude. When the sun is at its highest point in the sky at a specific longitude, it is noon, 12 p.m. local time at all places on that meridian. Because the sun appears to move across the sky from east to west, places at different longitudes will have their local noon at different times. Standard time. To avoid the confusion of each place having its own slightly different local time, countries and regions often adopt a standard time.
IST यानी इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम लिया गया है यूपी के मिर्जापुर से, इसलिए उस हिसाब से यहाँ के इंस्ट्रूमेंट से जो टाइम कैलकुलेट होता है उसमें हर दिन थोड़ा बहुत डिफरेंस आता है।
आज का जो टाइम डिफरेंस है वो 20 मिनट है, तो वहाँ पे जो अपन लोकल टाइम चेक करते हैं उसके अंदर 20 मिनट ऐड करने से अपने घड़ी का टाइम आता है।
सूत्रों से जानकारी पता लगाने के लिए उस जगह का लैटिट्यूड पता होना जरूरी है। लैटिट्यूड एक जियोग्राफिक कोऑर्डिनेट है जो अर्थ सरफेस पर किसी भी पॉइंट की नॉर्थ साउथ पोजीशन बताता है। लैटिट्यूड 0 से 90 डिग्री के बीच मेजर किया जाता है। ये है विराट सम्राट यंत्र, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी सन क्लॉक। इसका नाम गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड्स में भी दर्ज है। आप यहाँ पर हर 2 सेकंड तक सन की मूविंग पोजीशन को चेक कर सकते हैं। देखो भैया, वृहद सम्राट यंत्र का पिछला हिस्सा जो है ना, 2 भाग में बटा है, ईस्टर्न और वेस्टर्न। एक मॉर्निंग पार्ट है जो 6 to 12 और दूसरा नून पार्ट है जो 12 to 6 है। समझ रहे हो ना? और ये सनडायल में ये नोमन है जिसकी शैडो स्केल पर पड़ती है तो टाइम का पता चलता है। समझे ना? यहाँ पर और भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, जैसे जय प्रकाश यंत्र जिससे एल्टीट्यूड का पता लगता है, चक्र यंत्र जिससे टाइम का पता लगता है, और क्रांति वृत्त यंत्र जिससे दूसरी एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल इंफॉर्मेशन ली जाती है।
11 और ये 12 है। शेडो, अच्छा शेडो यहाँ है 12 बढ़ गया है, ये 13 डिग्री का। तो पृथ्वी ने अपने अक्ष पे 13 डिग्री का रोटेशन पूरा कर लिया है। अब ये बढ़ते हुए जाएगा यूं और यूं बढ़ेगा 330, 340, 350 और फिर 360 का रोटेशन पूरा हो जाएगा 24 घंटे।
Students, this is at Jantar Mantar. The guide is explaining how the local time is calculated. I hope these videos have made the concept very clear to you. And hurry and attempt the worksheet and be back soon for our next video.